What's up, YouTube? All right, so this is going to be my first video on why I decided in my life to have weight loss surgery, particularly the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So I'm scheduled for surgery this coming Monday, the 27th. Give you a little history about myself first of all. Where do I start? Well, I'm 297 pounds right now, probably about 35% body fat. I've been overweight my whole life, since I've been a small child, as young as I can remember. I haven't been under 200 pounds since 6th grade, maybe even 5th grade. I don't know. I remember graduating grammar school, 250 pounds. Dropped some weight in high school towards my senior year. Started working out, eating a little bit better. I got down to 218, 215 pounds when I got out of high school. 34-inch waist, got down to a 34-inch waist from a 44. Maintained that. I really don't know how I did it. I kind of attribute it to just being 18 and my hormones and finding the gym. But I was always active, even as a young kid. I was always active, always skateboarding, biking, that sort of stuff. I just would eat like shit. And it comes from living in an Italian household with a grandmother and a mother raising me that would tell me to finish my plate or, make unhealthy foods like lasagna and meatloaf, and just eating excess portions and then indulging in sweets. So basically, I got down to that 220. I maintained that for a couple of years after high school. Most of my young adult life, I teetered around 230 to 250-ish pounds. Went to 2 police academies in 1998. Went in at 248 pounds. Came out at 248 pounds after running 3 miles a day, exercising, all this. So I was used to the exercise. It's just my diet was absolute shit. My portions were probably 2 to 3 times larger than the average person would eat. So I didn't lose any weight where I should have, where other people that went into that academies would drop 50, 60 pounds by the end of the academy. I didn't lose a pound. Came in 248, left at 248, ran the mile and a half in 10 and a half, 11 minutes. I was in decent shape, but I was fat. So fast forward to my late 20s, early 30s, when life really starts hitting. I had 2 kids in my early 30s. My wife, she didn't put on much weight at all during the pregnancy. It seemed that I put on all the pregnancy weight. I went up as high as almost 320 pounds, maybe 315, somewhere in that ballpark. I didn't work out for years. Had a couple of back injuries in work, and didn't go to the gym. Ate like complete shit. I had a business on the side on top of my regular job as a police officer. So I ate like shit. My lunch would be a chicken Parmesan Hero. I'd come home and eat whatever my wife made, work the midnight shift, just totally destroying my body. Finally, around 2009, I kind of got back on the bandwagon, started going back to the gym, started dieting. I was riding with a partner who was into working out, and I got down from 320 to 270 pounds, eating massive amounts of protein and working out like a savage and eating no carbohydrates. Totally not a sustainable diet, and one mishap in life and you're right back off, you fall off the bandwagon. What happened around that time was one of my uncles who I was really close with, growing up my whole life, was like a father figure, had been diagnosed with cancer and wound up passing away in 2009. So that kind of pushed me off the bandwagon. I started eating unhealthy again. Put on a little weight, not much, but wasn't on the right track. So fast forward a couple more years later, found out my father had cancer. My father wound up passing away in 2012. Same thing, just yo-yo dieting my whole life. Life would hit with incidents like that, would push me off the bandwagon and back to eating like shit. And when I say eating like shit, I mean like I don't eat right now. I don't really eat that bad. I just eat way too much, and I eat larger portions. So when I do indulge on the sweets oh God, I love sweets. Who doesn't love sweets? So I'll eat a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then I'll wind up stopping at Dunkin' Donuts and grabbing a donut or two, and sugar in my coffee, and then I'll snack late at night. And I've come to a point in my life where I'm working out my entire life almost, and I'm in the gym working out to maintain 288, 295 pounds, just to maintain that. Very active. I do boxing, I do martial arts, I could do all kind of stuff you wouldn't expect a 300-pound guy to do, but my age is starting to catch up on me, my body's starting to catch up on me. I've been through 2 shoulder surgeries, so I got to kind of start slowing down the working out, and it's going to come to a point where in the next couple of years it's going to make or break, where I'm probably going to get sick from my weight. It's just a fact of life. All right, so actually, let me go back. 2 years ago, almost to date, I literally jumped off the operating table for weight loss surgery. I was with Dr. Bertha from the New Jersey Bariatrics. Literally last minute, I think I'm kind of a celebrity in his office. Where you're the guy. You're the guy that jumped off like literally last minute, and then your wife was making fun of you. Blah 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 blah. So that's me. That's the guy. The latest he's ever had a patient back out of surgery, literally getting ready to be wheeled in. And what happened was I seen them wheel in a really obese woman who looked unhealthy, obviously couldn't walk on her own, and I'm looking at her across the room. I guess it's in that waiting pre-op area, and I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, that woman really needs this surgery right now, or she is going to die. That's not me. I'm not that fat. I'm not that far gone. I could still do this. I could still get it back and get back in shape. I just need self-control. At that moment, I felt so weak as a person, looking at her and realizing that I was about to basically, and when you think about what you're about to do, it really hits you. I was about to rip 3/4 of my stomach out of my body because I couldn't control what my hands were putting in my fat mouth. Think about that. It was the most helpless I've ever felt in my life, sitting there, and I'm looking at this woman and I'm like, I'm not, this isn't me. I'm not giving up. She's given up in life. She needs this. She's sick. I could still run. I could still jump. I could still, look down and see my junk. I could still do everything I like to do. I'm just fat. And I've gone to doctors, and I've gone to heart workups, and I've had the full heart workup, the stress test, and they look at me and they go, your cholesterol is fine. Your blood sugar is fine. Your blood pressure is fine. You're just cosmetically fat. So I said, let me give it another try. I told the doctor, I hit the buzzer. I said, listen, I'm not ready. I don't want to go through with this. He was very understanding, and he was very, very sympathetic towards my needs. And he said, if you're not ready, if you're having any doubt mentally and you're not on board, I don't even want to do the surgery on you. I don't want to do it. He goes, we'll postpone. You could come back. He goes, but I will tell you this. Your body at this point will not let you lose the weight, and you will be back here in a year or two, and we'll be doing the surgery on you. He goes, but you try on your own. Give it an honest attempt. I wish you the best of luck. Maybe you will beat the odds, defy the odds, and lose the weight and keep it off. Maybe you will. So I equated that moment in my life to a Scared Straight program for fat people. I was terrified. I came home. I went on a strict diet, 1,400 calories a day. I walked the dogs twice a day. I went back to the gym. And I went from the day of surgery, I rolled in about 298 pounds after the liquid diet for a day. He only does a 1-day liquid diet. So I was about down to 298 pounds. I got down the lightest after dieting and a little bout of a stomach flu down to 267 pounds. I went back to work and I went right back up to 285, 88 pounds. So that's the bad news. The good news is I haven't gained any additional weight on top of 2 years ago when I went into surgery, but I haven't lost any weight. So I've also tried 2 or 3 times since then to drop the weight. I'll lose 5 or 6 pounds, put it back on. It just seems I can't maintain my, and the doctor was right. Your body will not let you restrict the calories enough to make the drastic change you need to make to lose the weight. The doctor was 100% right. I would diet, eat the right foods, and at the end of the day, my body, my stomach would just tell me, you need to eat something. You need to put some food in your mouth, you fat bastard. And I would go nuts, and I would eat. And that's where I am now. I realized a couple of months ago, after I had my second shoulder surgery, my doctor said, you're well on your road to a shoulder replacement. You're well on that path. Whatever you did to your body when you were younger is catching up to you. You're going to have to tone it down with whatever you're doing in the gym, and no more heavy lifting and no more hitting stuff really hard. So realizing that I'm going to have to slow things down and that the next 5 or 10 years may make or break me. I'm probably basically I'm one decent injury and layup away from putting 75 pounds on and being well into my mid 300s. I know I could do it. My whole family on my mother's side was obese. I had an uncle that was 600 pounds. My mother was heavy her whole life. My whole mother's side is heavy the whole life. So I'm battling genetics my entire life. So I finally said, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I fighting my genetics? Let me just go back to Dr. Bertha. This time I went in, I did my research. I talked to multiple people that have had the surgery. My cousin Angie had it. A couple of friends, my friend Joe, a couple of guys at work, a couple of people I know I'm friends with on Facebook, and I've been picking their minds as long as also going on the forums and reading. Stay off the forums. I'll tell you that much. Stay off the forums. It will scare the shit out of you if you go on the forums. It seems to be nothing but horror stories. All the people that I know that have had it done have had the one common phrase that they say: it's the greatest thing I've done in my life. So that being said, doing my research this time, really looking into what I'm gonna run into down the road as far as the diet and everything. I know once I get down 60, 70, 80 pounds, whatever I need to lose, I'd be comfortable at 220 pounds, honestly. It's probably for my frame, 220, 210 is probably a good size. I know once I get down there, I could definitely keep it off because of my workout. I don't eat that bad, like I said. And like I said, my blood sugar and cholesterol, I just eat is good. I just eat a little too much. And trying to get past the point of justifying to rip your stomach out is basically what you're doing, ripping 3/4 of your stomach out. Trying to justify that in my head when I'm otherwise healthy has been a long and hard process. And it took me 2 years to come to terms with, the fact that, I am indeed fat enough to get the surgery, and I am the fat guy. In fact, I asked my wife the other day, I said, well, not the other day, a couple of weeks ago, when I was thinking about this, I said, if you walked in a room and you seen me, would you say he's a big guy with a little extra meat around the middle? Or would you say that's the fat guy? He's a fat guy. And she looked at me and she went, and I was like, don't even answer. I know your answer is, I'm the fat guy. So it took me 2 years to come to terms with that. And it took me 2 years also to come to terms with the fact that I'm never, ever, ever going to drop weight without some help, without this tool. I'm not, and that's the other thing I want to talk about. The tool. All my research this time has told me that this surgery is just a tool to get you back on track, to help you in your journey of losing weight. And my first time out, without doing much research and jumping into the surgery process, I looked at it as a fix, as a quick fix, not a tool, a quick fix. And that's the wrong way to look at it. You have to look at it as a tool. It's a tool there to help you drop the weight. So I don't even know where I'm going next with this video. I don't know. I really didn't script anything out, so I'm kind of just winging it. So now that I realize it's a tool, and I mean, yeah, I'm scared shitless. The unknown, knowing what it's going to feel like afterwards, what's going to happen, the fact that it's just going to really absolutely suck for 4 to 6 weeks of not eating real foods, and I'm going to miss the foods. And the only thing mentally holding me back from wanting to do this and losing my weight, and I came to terms with that also, it's the most ridiculous thing. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid of dying in the surgery or from the surgery. I know 99.99999% that's not going to happen. I'm afraid of not being able to eat copious amounts of food any longer. Tell me how stupid that is. I'm afraid to not be able to eat 4 slices of pizza as opposed to maybe one day just being able to eat 1 and cut it in half and eat what looks like 2 slices but is really 1. I'm afraid of missing my favorite foods that I might not even like anymore, to tell you the truth, after doing all the research, that your taste buds change. I might not even like it. But one thing that really helped me get past this hurdle of missing these foods and worrying about the future and coming to terms with doing the surgery on an otherwise healthy person. Like, on paper, I'm healthy. One of the things that helped me come to terms with this is that I ran into this guy on a YouTube channel. His name's Fighting 400. I can't think of his real name, but his videos, he's on Fighting 400. He has a website, fighting400.com. His very first video, I believe it was post-op, and here's another thing. It's very hard to find men that do videos. Like, it's hard researching. When I was researching videos and posts, it's hard to find men that do vlogs or blogs. Most of the information out there comes from women. So I wanted a man's perspective. So I found him. And also, there's another guy, VSG King. Big shout out to him. He's another big inspiration. But let me get back to something that Fighting 400 said. He's somewhere around 30, 31 years old. He was over 400 pounds. And he said he's same scenario as me, perfectly healthy, blah, 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 blood sugar, all that good stuff. He said something in his video. He said, why wait till I get sick to have the surgery? Why wait till I'm sick to do this? It's just going to complicate things more as far as the surgical process goes. Why wait till you're beyond that point? Why not do it when you're healthy, looking down the road to the future of being healthy? And from that statement, it kind of clicked. Everything clicked from that point on. It was like, I'm not doing this to look good now. I don't give a shit less, honestly, what I look like. I have 2 kids, a wife. I could give a shit less. I don't wear name brand clothes. I don't go out drinking. I'm not going to miss drinking beer. I don't smoke. I could give a shit less about that. I can give a shit less how I look. It's more how I feel and how I'm going to feel in 10 years. Because I know now I'm not sick. I'm 40, going on 43 next month. This month coming up. I know at 53, I'm going to be sick as hell. I'm going to be another 60 to 80 pounds heavier, and I'm going to be sick as shit, and I'm going to have a ton of health issues. So why not address that now and make the change I need now? Because for once in my life, I want to feel what it feels like to not have to be concerned about your weight. And I don't mean concerned, like I said, I don't care what I look like. So I don't mean concerned in a visual standpoint. I still have confidence. I could go and talk to anybody in a room, crowd of people. I'm not in the corner, hiding, shy because I'm overweight. I could give a fuck less, to be honest with you. I've always been that outgoing guy. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let's talk. Let's bullshit. I could care less about anything like that. It's more how I feel. My knees are starting to hurt. My lower extremities are starting to, hurt. I've been carrying this weight 43 years of my life, man. It's like, it's time. It's time for a change. Enough is enough. Like, I'm just fed up. And, if these guys, the videos I watched, I'll be honest with you, if you're thinking about this procedure at all, Fighting 400, watch his videos. VSG King, watch his videos. Especially if you're a man, those are the videos to watch. Those guys, they put you at ease. They really put the surgery in perspective, the healing process in perspective, the life changes in perspective from a man's standpoint. And another mental thing for me is I've always been a big guy. I've always been 250 plus pounds, decent amount of muscle on me, still probably 35% body fat. So another mental aspect for me was like, what's it going to be like if I get down under 200 pounds? What's it going to be like at 180 pounds? And I realized I'm not going to get under 200 pounds. It's not going to happen. I'm 5'11". I got broad shoulders. I got a large frame. I'm not going to get sick. I'm not going to get too skinny. You're never going to get too skinny. I've seen guys that have had the procedure. I've talked to them. You won't get too skinny. That was a stupid fear of mine, getting too skinny, believe it or not. So, I mean, I really don't know where to go from here. Honestly, with this video, I'm just kind of informing everybody out there why I made the decision to do what I'm going to do. And here's another thing. I didn't tell my mother this time because she's the type that worries and will talk me out of doing it and put a lot of fear in the back of my head. So I'm not telling her that I'm doing it until after I've done it, which I know is wrong. It's bad. It's really bad. But it's one of the things that I feel I have to do to get through this process, to not back out last minute. And I told my surgeon if I'm going to back out, it's going to be Saturday, Sunday afternoon. I'm not going to do it till last minute again. So, yeah, I think this time it's just going to be kind of like, fuck it. Hold my beer and watch this, Doc. Let's do it. Because I'm tired, man. I'm just tired of being big. I'm tired of being almost 300 pounds. I'm tired of working out like a maniac to maintain 300 pounds. And you need a drastic change in your life to lose the weight. And I'm not going to do it on my own. I need a tool. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I need help and I need a tool. So that's another thing. A lot of people think that this is the easy way out. And from everybody I've talked to, it's really not the easy way out. It's a way out, but it's not the easy way out. You're modifying your innards to help you lose weight. And from what I understand, the first couple of weeks, couple of months really, really suck until you get used to it. And then from that point on, it's it's everybody says it's the greatest thing they've ever done in their life. They wish they've done it sooner. So we'll see. If I post another video on Monday afternoon, Monday night, then I went through with it. If you never hear from me again, then I chickened out again, and you'll see me in another year or two with another 50 to 70 pounds on me. So goodbye for now. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'll see you after the surgery, and I'll be on my way to losing weight for once in my life permanently. Thank you. Ugh.